Hello, this is Sudhir Kumar Dwivedi, Assistant Professor of Law from Gemtech School of Law, Greater Noida. The topic for today's lecture is Agreement for Sale under the subject Drafting, Pleading and Conveyancing. Under this lecture, we will try to learn what is agreement for sale, and our focus will be on the format or structure for the agreement for sale. Let's see what is all about the agreement for sale. Section 54 of the Transfer of the Property Act 1882 defines sale as sale is a transfer of ownership in exchange for a price paid or promised or part paid and part promised. So sale is a transfer of ownership in the exchange of price which has been already paid or which will be paid, or part amount has been paid and part will be paid in future. The contract for sale of immovable property must be in writing. As per section 55 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882 lays down the duties, obligation and rights of the vendor and purchaser under an agreement of sale, as well as for sale in case of absence of contract to the contrary. What will be the rights and duties of the vendor and the purchaser in regard to the sale will be has been laid down, and if there is no agreement, then also what will be the, if there is no contract contrary, what will be the duties and obligation has been laid down in section 55 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882. It is also important to know that sale deed is chargeable with the stamp duty, where the value of the immovable property is more than 100 rupees. It is required to be compulsorily registered. An agreement for sale and sale deed should clearly show who are the party to the contract: vendor, vendee, purchaser or seller, buyer. So vendor or vendee, vendor or purchaser, or seller and buyer. The subject matter, the intention to sell and buy, the price agreed and how it is to be paid, and other terms of the contract must be very specifically mentioned in the agreement for the sale. The contract for the sale of immovable property is usually preceded by an agreement for sale. The agreement for sale is very important to, you can say, document in regard to the sale of the property. And the structure of the agreement for sale is like this. This agreement is made at on this date of so and so year between Mr. A, then the age of the Mr. A. Firstly, we will write the detail of the vendor, then his name, age, son of, residence of, and then in bracket it will be mentioned like that. Here is hereinafter referred as a vendor, which expression shall, unless repugnant to the context or meaning thereof, shall mean and include his heirs, executor, administrator, assigns of the first part. So it will be very physically mentioned that who will be binding by this agreement for sale, and must be very strictly mentioned. Then, and between whom it is going to be, drafted. First will be the detail of the vendor, then the second will be the detail of the vendee or the purchaser, like Mr. So and so, son of so and so, residence of so and so, the complete detail, where again it will be very specially mentioned that unless repugnant to the context or meaning thereof shall mean and includes his heirs, executor, and stator, and essence of the second part. Here second part means the second party. Whereas the vendor is the absolute owner of the property bearing number so and so and measuring the detail of the length width of the property situated at which place complete detail should be given, and whereas the vendor has agreed to sell the said property to the vendee at the price and on the condition mentioned hereinafter. So the very first para will be regarding the property detail. Then the next para will be that the vendor has agreed to sell the property for so and so price under so and so condition that will be mentioned in the agreement. It will start like this. Now it is agreed between the parties as follows. The vendor hereby agrees to sell, transfer or convey the said property in favor of the vendee. The next para will be that the consideration of amount so and so is to be paid by the vendee to the vendor, that such much of amount is to be paid at the execution of this agreement as earnest money, and the rest will be paid on so and so date, and lastly so and so amount will be paid on the final sale deed. Then the third para will be that the vendor acknowledges the payment of so and so amount as earnest money paid in cash. If it is by check, then it is by check number DD number drawn in whose favor the name of the bank which the branch by the vendee. So what is the mode of the payment by the vendee must be very strictly mentioned. The next will be that the vendor shall make out a marketable title to the said property free from encumbrance and reasonable doubts. The next para will be that the vendor shall deliver to the vendee the title deeds relating to the said property in his possession and power on execution of these presents for inspection and investigation of the title by the vendee or his advocate. So the next para will be that the vendor will provide the document regarding which the sale deed is to be executed, so that the vendee or his advocate may investigate regarding the property. Then the next will be that the vendor agrees to apply for, obtain and furnish unto the vendee all such permission as may be necessary under the laws for the registration of the sale deed. It will be the duty of the vendor. Then the vendor and the vendee hereby agree that the sale will be completed within 6 months from the date hereof. It is very important clause to be mentioned, because once you did the agreement for the sale, it is not for the unlimited time. So there must be very strictly to be mentioned that this agreement for the sale will be completed by the sale deed within so and so month or so and so time. All the taxes, levies, and it is etc. due and payable against the said property shall be paid by the vendor till the completion of the sale, and thereafter it will be the responsibility of the purchaser. So it will very strictly mention that all the taxes which is binding on the property has been paid by the vendor till the date of the sale deed, and after that all the liability will be of the vendee, and the vendor shall hand over all the taxes, receipt, etc. duly paid to the vendee at the time of the completion of the sale. Then the next para will be that the vendor agrees to hand over actual physical and vacant possession of the said property unto the vendee at the time of the sale deed. The next para, that the expenses towards the payment of stamp duty, registration charges, and all the incidental expenses for the agreement for sale and sale deed is to be borne by the vendee. It is very important para need to be mentioned that who will bear the charges. Then and it is also important to understand here that there is certain requirement from the law that the stamp duty is generally always paid by the vendee, but at the framing of the agreement deed and all things, who will bear the responsibility? It will be half and what will be, it must be very strictly mentioned, but we know that as per the legal requirement, as per the law, the it is the vendee who paid the stamp duty. Then the next para will be that if the vendor fails to make out the clear marketable title on the said property as aforesaid, then the vendee shall have the right to cancel the agreement by giving at least 15 days notice to the vendor, and after the expiration of the 15 days, the agreement shall terminated and the vendor agrees to return the earnest money to the vendee. So if there is some defect in the title of the vendor in the property, then if it is not possible to execute the sale deed in favor of vendee, then by giving the 15-day notice, the vendee may cancel the agreement for sale and may ask the vendor to return the earnest money which has been paid to the vendor. And then after there will be the para, if the vendee fails to perform his obligation under the agreement within the time stipulated, then the vendor shall be entitled to cancel this agreement by giving at least 15 days notice in writing to the vendee. On termination of the vendor will be entitled to forfeit the earnest money paid by the vendee. So there will be another clause regarding from the side of the vendor, that if the vendee is not able to purchase the property within the stipulated time, then the earnest amount will be forfeited by the vendor and he will be free to sell the property to any other person. Then the last will be the detail of the property, schedule of property, details of the property to be mentioned very specifically. Then the witness whereof parties hereunto have signed this document on date and place first above written in the presence of the following witness. Then there will be sign of the vendor and vendee and witness, and there will be sign of two witnesses. It is important to note that details of the property to be mentioned very specifically and very clearly. What is the measurement of the property? What is the height of the what is the width of the property? What is the length of the property? What, if it is possible, it should be mentioned what is the side properties. So it will be very specifically, it should be mentioned that for what measurement the amount has been paid or has been agreed. So the measurement of the property must be very strictly mentioned, otherwise there may dispute may arise that there was agreement for so and so much property, and at the time of the sale deed, it was found that the proprietor, the person, the vendor don't have right to sell on so much property. So it is very specifically mentioned in the sale deed agreement for sale that what is the detail of the measurement of the property, so that there should not be any doubt at the time of the execution of the sale deed. That's all about the agreement for the sale of the immovable property. Thank you.